I mean, come on. I have my MBA. I like lists and systems work for me. So I think the last adjective I would have used to describe myself was creative. I have been on a journey for the last 6 years, and I'd love to share that story with you. So stay till the end, listen to all the bits and pieces, and then subscribe to this channel so that you can hear all the other stories that Coach Shannon can tell you and all the other practical tips to help you become more confident in your life. There are 4 spheres in our life that I want to really hone in on. One of them is environment. You can go to a previous video and watch me talk about being confident, more confident in your environment. Today, we're going to talk about being confident in growth, and this encompasses creativity, rest, and learning. So, like I said, 6 years ago, I was not thinking and focusing on this like I have been, but I was facilitating and leading a small group in my home, and we were pausing to hear from the Holy Spirit. And because I was facilitating and thinking of the next thing that we're going to do, I really wasn't engaged in hearing the Holy Spirit for myself. But He decided to speak anyway. So he told me that I was going to be on a journey of creativity. And I was kind of shocked because, one, I'm not an artist. I don't paint. I don't draw. I mean, I do stick figures for sure. I can match my clothes together and I can buy a vase that fits in our living room, but that doesn't mean I'm like creative artist. That is not how I would have described myself. However, when the Holy Spirit says something to you and you know it's the Holy Spirit, okay, that resonates and sticks a little more. So during the time of the group coaching, I let the other ladies talk. And then when we were giving our feedback about the session, I got to tell people that I had an encounter with the Holy Spirit that I wasn't expecting. And it was all about the topic of creativity. And a couple ladies in the room said, "Oh, you're quite creative, Shannon." And I was like, "What? What are you talking about?" So fast forward 6 years, I've read some books, I've listened to podcasts, I've tried to expand my mindset to think that actually, okay, maybe I do have some creative tendencies. But listen, I recognize now that I love to sit in a dream. I work with a ministry and I have created my own business. And I am not just creative on my own, I am co creating with God, with the Holy Spirit. Okay, so those are some very practical things that I've thought about and had these discovery moments, recognizing that, okay, maybe I'm not on this continuum of not creative at all, but maybe I'm somewhere along the lines of like, I am creative, I'm doing creative things, I love creativity. Spontaneity is one of my life values, so I'm not sure why I still question this. Anyway, I want to share with you some practical things so that you can also understand a little bit more on how you are actually creative. Because of what I've learned is that we're all creative. We all have creative tendencies because we were created by a creator. Mind blowing thought for you. So here's a couple things that I wanted to give you practical advice on to become more creative, more confident in your creativity. The first one, get a word from the Holy Spirit around this. Just like in my story. My story started with this revelation. Ask your prophetic friends for a word for you. Sit with the Holy Spirit. Read the Bible and the accounts of Him being creative. What this looks like in the book of Genesis, the Holy Spirit hovered over the chaos, and then things were created from that chaos. So sit with the Holy Spirit, get a word, let this confidence that you in fact are creative begin with God, with the Holy Spirit. Especially for you high achieving women, you can think about these things all day long and they will last for a while. But if it comes from the Holy Spirit, look, I'm 6 years into this and I'm not done yet. So that's practical step number 1. Practical step number 2 is you have to be intentional to feed this desire for you to actually build confidence around that. So, like I said, I've read the books, I've listened to podcasts, I've asked others their definition of creativity. I've asked people if they think I'm creative. Of course, I've heard some people say, like, well, compared to this person, for sure you're not. That's fine. That's all good feedback. But this helps me intentionally understand where I am in terms of creativity and my confidence around, okay, well, other people think this about me, and I think this about me, and the Holy Spirit created me to be like this. So, okay, I can have this certain level of confidence already. So that was practical step number 2. Number 3 is you need to recognize for yourself how you define creativity and do something with that. So you've read the books, you've listened to the podcast, you've gotten feedback. Okay, that's great. But for you yourself, you need to define creativity. So for me, creativity, I had to look. I'm more of an entrepreneur at heart. Wow. Creating something out of nothing. Finding that there's a hole and that something needs to be done to fill that hole, that gap, that necessary thing in society. And that's me. I see those all the time. This could be a business idea. This could be a business idea. Oh, I would do this. This is being creative. Listen, my artist friend here who painted this for me, beautiful. This is definitely a level of creativity. But what I do in pulling these thoughts, these needs, these desires, and weaving them together, it's like a tapestry. It's like I'm creating a tapestry. It's like I am creative. So, those are 3 practical things for you to take away from this short video about how to increase your confidence when it comes to your creativity. Enjoy. Comment. Let me know what you're thinking. Give me your definition of creativity. Oh, let's have a dialogue about this.